Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll see another Leetcode problem, longest consecutive sequence. And here we have an unsorted array of integers called nums. And here we will need to find out the longest consecutive sequences. Let's say for this array, what will be the longest consecutive sequence? That will be 1, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So this will be the sequence. And another sequence we have, let's say for 100 we do not have any sequence, we can say this is a separate sequence. And 200 also we have, right? We do not have any other sequence, so these three sequence we have. So longest will be 1 2 3 4. This we need to return, right? What will be the approach to find this solution? Because here if we find the solution, we need to find it out a best solution. So first approach, a simple approach, we can find the sorting, right? So if we sort the array, what will be the sorted array here? For this, if we do the sort, what we'll get? We'll get 1 2 3 4 and 100 and 200, right? So this will be a sorted array. So we can see the the consecutive sequence will be will be the combination, right? Let's say 1 2 3 will be the neighbor. For one neighbor is 2, two neighbor is 3, 4, like it will be more easier to find the sequence. We can tell this is the first consecutive sequence and length is 4, so we can return this from the sorted array. So but the problem with this approach, for the complexity of this approach, is n of log n, right? For sorting. So but here in this problem we need to find out a linear algorithms, like which complexity will be big of n, right? So we need to find it out. Can we do a better approach? Do we have any better approach to achieve this big of n, right? Surely we have a better approach. I will tell you, we'll see how we can improve these algorithms and how we can achieve big of n. Let's say we have this array. So first we need to find it out. We need to visualize how many sequence we have. How many sequence we have? First we have sequence, let's say 1, we have 2, we have 3 and we have 4. And second sequence we have 100, right? And third sequence we have 200. So we need to find it out the starting point of the sequence, right? So what will be the starting point for the first sequence? First sequence starting point is 1, right? So here the starting point of the first sequence is 1, and second sequence we have the starting point as 100, and third sequence we have the starting point 200, right? So in this case we need to find it out whether we have a left neighbor of this one. If the left neighbor exists, first we can say that this is not a starting point. Let's say for 2 we have the left neighbor like 1, then 2 can't be a starting point of a sequence, right? So like that way we need to find somehow, we need to calculate the starting point, and we need to check whether the element is a starting point or not. But how do we calculate that? So from this input array we need to create a set. We need to create a set, and that set will have the all numbers. Will have the all numbers, okay? And we know that complexity of adding or fetching the value of a set is big O of 1. So in that case what we need to do, we need to just check that whether is element, let's say for if we iterate over this array, we need to find it out whether 100 is the starting point or not. We need to find it out whether 100 minus 1, that means 99, is exist in that num. So we do not have 99, right? So we can say this is a starting point, 100 is a starting point. But then we need to find it out the next neighbor, the next element. What will be the next element? For 100, the next element will be 100 plus 1, that is 101. Whether we have the nums set, we do not have 100 plus 1, right? So we will end this sequence in 100. So we got one sequence, first sequence we got 100, and then we have 4. So for 4 we will check whether the left neighbor, what will be the left neighbor for the 4. For 4 left neighbor, what will be the left neighbor for 4? 4 will be 3, right? So 3 is exist in the num. So for 4 we will skip this because 4 is not a starting point, right? Then we will go to that 200. For 200 we will find that 199 is present in the num set, is not present, so we'll start the sequence. We'll get the second sequence of 200, and again we will find that whether the right neighbor for the next element of the sequence 201, it is not present in that num set, right? Then we'll end this sequence. This is the second sequence. Now we got this one. Now we'll got this one, right? For one we'll see that whether we have 0, right? 1 minus 1 is a 0, so 0 in that nums. Whether we have 0 in the nums, we do not have, so we'll start this 1. We'll start this sequence 1. Then we'll try to find 1 plus 1, that is 2, right? 1 plus 1 is the 2. So we will see whether this 2 is present in the num set. Yes, it exists. Then we'll start adding into this sequence 2, then same 3 and 4. After 4 we'll see whether 5 exists. 5 is not exist, so we'll end it. So then we can calculate the length of this third sequence is 4. Then we'll return this 4, right? So now we'll see how we can achieve this in coding, right? So let's say we have the nums array, and let me create one more variable, that is longest. That will be the longest element, that is the that we need to return it, that longest element equals to 0. Initial value will be 0. And let me create a num set from the num equals to new set, and this will be created from nums. Here that set will be caps, right? And what we'll do next, we'll just simply take a for loop, and we'll iterate over this array I less than nums dot length I plus plus. And here what we're gonna to do, we're gonna to create another variable, let's say consecutive. We need to find it out whether we have a consecutive number, and this number we need to find, that is the consecutive next number, right? So let's say consecutive equals to 0, right? And now we will put a if condition, and we will say, see this num set, whatever we have, num set, it's a set, we need to use the has, and we will see whether this nums I, the current number minus 1, whether we have it or not. We'll simply use a not operator. If it not present in that set, what we'll do, if not present means it is a starting point of a sequence, right? It is not present means it's a starting point. So we'll try to find the next neighbor with the help of while loop. Let's say we have the num set, and we need to use that has operator, and we'll check, we need to check the next neighbor, right? So we'll see this consecutive is the next consecutive number, so we'll keep on adding it and keep on keep on searching for the next neighbor. And for neighbor, whatever we have, we will just add one each and every time. And then what we need to do, we need to just fetch that, we need to assign that longest whatever we have equals to math dot max, and that will be, you know this what will be the longest and consecutive, right? So let's run this. It's accepted. Let me submit this. You can see it's submitted successfully, right? So thank you very much. Please stay tuned, support me. Thank you.